So the ladies' challenge plate, Hollandia Roeiclub of the Netherlands. To the left, they look like they've had a slightly sluggish start compared to the power and the speed of Leander Club on the buck station. But the next few strokes will determine that, because as you come off Temple Island, the nature of the wind completely changes. This crosswind especially, you've got the shelter of Temple Island, and suddenly you come out into open water about now, and the whole game changes, doesn't it?
It really does change, and it changes in a matter of a stroke. So that's where a coxswain is incredibly important, because if they can sort of look ahead and see those gusts coming in, they can warn the crew, and you can almost sort of brace yourself. You don't want to be too loose in the handle in case you get a gust and it takes it. But yeah, that's where the coxswain, and I think Jack's had a lot of experience with coxswain in the boat race as well, which is, I think he'll be used to all this sort of stuff, managing the conditions, managing the intense starts, all of that. So I'm sure he'll be letting his crew know when we're about to hit the gusts.
Yeah, Jack Totten, men's boat race winner for Oxford in 2022.
Yeah, yeah.
Grace has Cambridge loyalties.
I do, but yeah, we can bond it all together over the entire experience. But yeah, I'm a light blue fan. And
yeah, time's a healer.
Yeah.
We've got a length lead for Leander. They had a good start, and they're putting together a good race in the early stages here. In the Leander Club boat, Tom Ballinger in the bow seat, loads of Henley Royal Regatta experience previously. He's only 24, he's been here 6 times before. George Rossiter in the 3 seat, 10 previous Henley Royal Regatta experience, and he's 31 years old, so you've got a good range of ages. This will be a really good Leander boat in terms of learning from the older guys, and the Cox actually is the youngest in the boat, so for Jack Totten it's a terrific experience having such experienced rowers in the boat.
Yeah, very experienced crew, so I think they'll be sort of helping each other out with the experience levels, but you wouldn't question their ability to handle the pressure and handle this when you've come to Henley 10 times. That you definitely know how things work, and you wouldn't be too thrown by too many things, and I'm sure you've experienced a lot of different conditions and things thrown at you over those times.
In the Leander boat, you can see there moving very nicely, good serene, calm, effective progress in the early stages. They look like they could do that every day of the week with their eyes closed, don't they? Yeah,
they're making it look easy, and I know it won't be feeling easy, but I think that's the sign of good rowing, when from the outside you think they're cruising along, they're sort of not at that full intensity, but no doubt they're in a great amount of pain, and you can see they're about to sort of walk through a little bit of a gust now, which also just adds that little bit of extra pain, but visually it looks easy, so they're doing something right.
And neutrals will be hoping that Hollandia Roeiclub, the Dutch boat, more than the length down now, can keep asking the question of Leander, because you just never know what might happen in the race. They stretch that lead. There's another glance round from Jack Totten to keep an eye on what the Dutch are up to. Down the Leander boat we go. They look very calm.
They do, and they've gone with the tandem in the middle, which is always it's always interesting to see how people rig their boats and the different ways of doing it.
Yes, this is the rigging arrangement that you can see where the oars are and where the blades are set up. And here are the Dutch. Oh, there's a big look round there from Odes Blom, I think that was, who had a glance round.
Yeah, that's here when you're behind and you just you need to hold off that sort of temptation. Yeah. So like it's pretty off-putting when you do quite a big look round, but
he'll be gutted when he sees the pictures later and the camera's caught him doing that. The coach will be having him into his office Monday morning.
Yeah. I don't know how that happens. It tends to, anytime you do something like slightly that you shouldn't in rowing, it seems to be caught on camera. It's like the camera people know when you're about to break a little rule.
Yeah, you'll be kicking himself after the race that he got caught doing that. And here are Leander, who are showing great discipline and have no need to look round because they have them in their sights, don't they? The Leander boat, all of them can see exactly where Hollandia Roeiclub are on the water.
Yeah, this is a good shot because it shows how in sync they are and how in unison. You can't see many of the blades. They're all sort of in time that they kind of all merge into one. So it's a very impressive showcase of technical ability in this crew. And you're looking at the blades here and there. It's very uniform.
Well, it'd be nice tomorrow to see them perhaps stretched a bit more, pushed a bit more. So you can do that when you're at a nice relaxed stroke rate and you're perhaps not emptying the tank as much as tomorrow in a final. That'll really test them, won't it? Can they retain that technique when they're absolutely spent? Yeah,
that's always the challenge in rowing. It's easy to make it look easy when you're sort of in that suboptimal intensity, but when the pressure comes on and you're redlining it the whole way down, that's when the bad little habits can sneak in, and it's when you've got to be like, now's the time that good technique is beneficial, but it's a lot of lactic acid to work through to fight to hold off any of those bad habits creeping in.
The Leander Club boat now in the Ladies Challenge Plate, cruising in front of Stewart's enclosure. What a feeling that must be on semi-finals day on their home water. Over the line they go, and right from Temple Island. They put in a very solid performance, never looked unfazed at all by that, and that was a good win for Leander Club, who will have an afternoon to gather their thoughts ahead of the final tomorrow. Hollandia Roeiclub of the Netherlands can enjoy the delights of Saturday night in Henley. I'm sure they will.
I mean, that is one of the small benefits or pros to unfortunately getting knocked out on the Saturday. You do get to then go and join the spectators, but not obviously the desired outcome. But
it's a consolation prize.
It is a consolation prize, and not many regattas do have a consolation prize. So sure they'll be joining everyone on the banks in a few hours.
Yes.